How's it going, guys? This is actually here bringing you week 6 of the CIL against KantoCastBlue and the I forget their name. I forget what it was. Let me look it up real quick. Sorry about this. I just need to not look it up, but like I should add this ready. Yeah, the Wynauts. That's their name. That's cool. The Wynauts. So as you can see, the top left corner, we don't have the kill death ratio for each of the Pokemon that I'm bringing, just because that's a little too much work for what I get out of it. So yeah, we're not gonna have that anymore. But whatever. Hopefully, this is still a good video to watch, I guess. So we're against KantoCastBlue, which is cool because he's like a GBA analyst and stuff. So that's pretty cool. He's got a really good team featuring Mega Heracross, Landers Therian, Victini. So basically, I've already lost, but no. But he does have like a lot of big threats. He brought the Raichu, which is cool to see. I definitely did not expect that, but it makes a lot of sense because it deals with the Azumarill, because the Azumarill is a really big threat to my opponent. Just as far as matchup goes. So I guess I'll go through the team real quick. We have Agility, Baton Pass, Zapdos, Physically Defensive with Thunderbolt and Roost. We have Physically Defensive Azumarill with Aqua Jet, Waterfall, Ice Punch, Play Rough. I think it had the leftovers too. Then we have offensive, especially offensive Heliolisk, Modest Life Orb, because we're trying to get the Agility with Zapdos and pass it to Heliolisk to like, make that work, and because it does a good amount to my opponent. We have the Thunderbolt, Hyper Voice for dual stab, and then HP Ice and Dark Pulse. HP Ice for the Landers, Dark Pulse for the Victini. Pretty straightforward. So if I can get that thing in safely with a +2 speed, we're looking pretty good. We're gonna do a lot of damage to something. Even if Raichu switches in with the Lightning Rod, we'll still have the Hyper Voice. Then Configure is physically defensive, our third physically defensive Pokemon here, with Will-O-Wisp, Knockoff, Nightshade, Pain Split. Then we have the Assault Vest, Max Special Attack, Max Special Defense, Modest Guja with Thunder, Sludge Wave, Draco Meteor, and something I never used. Then we have the Lopunny. I think I was speed creeping a max speed Victini, but I wasn't speed creeping the Raichu, because so if that's a max speed Raichu, then we're actually we can't outspeed it, which is probably problematic. But we have the Fake Out, Return, High Jump Kick, and Fire Punch, because my opponent had potential to bring a Fortress, those on his draft, and I kind of felt like he might bring it to stop a Azumarill, but he brought the Raichu instead. So and Milo's a decent counter too. So anyway, yeah. So basically, my plan was to get Zapdos in, and if I had +2 speed against either Fortress, which he didn't bring, or Milotic, if I have +2 speed, I'm in a really good position, because I can baton pass into Heliolisk and then do work with it. Only thing is that Milotic might be able to live a Thunderbolt depending on its spread. So yeah. So we'll just get right into the battle. Oh crap! I thoroughly apologize. That was crap. Anyway, music's off. That always gets me. Anyway, he's starting off with Mr. T, the Landers Therian. Goes straight for the U-turn, brings in Siren. I do the Ice Punch for the Landers, even though Waterfall hits it hard. But I didn't really hit it. I didn't really know what else to put on this thing. I guess Toxic would have been better than Ice Punch for this Milotic. But anyway, I'm going to go into Radiation here. He's going to go for the Scald, do a good amount. Gets to burn, which is unfortunate, but that's fine. As long as he doesn't have Ice Beam, we should be good here. And I'm just going to go for the Agility. He goes for the Mirror Coat, predicting me to probably Volt Switch or Thunderbolt, which is really good. I didn't really think of that for some reason, but then I go for the Baton Pass. This is the situation I wanted the most. I go into Impulse, he goes for the Ice Beam, so he did have the Ice Beam, but he felt like Mirror Coat was the better play, I guess, in that situation. So I'm going to go for that Modest Life Orb Thunderbolt, and it only does like 65%. And right there, I'm like, wait, what? I planned that out for 3 weeks, and that's what it comes down to. Just healing is just gone. Let me pause it real quick here. So I'm going to Mega Lopunny here, and I think I just go for Return there because that's the best play. But yeah. So if I had offensive like max speed, max attack, adamant, Azumarill in that situation, like if I had an offensive zoom roll, I would have been able to switch that in on the ice beam, and then I would have been able to, like if I had sub, belly drum, aqua jet, and play rough, or no, waterfall and play rough, then no, I'd have aqua jet and sub, belly drum, aqua jet, play rough with a zoom roll. Then I'd just probably be able to sweep his team. I mean, maybe Raichu would give me problems because he could fake out. You're gonna see later on. But yeah, like offensive zoom roll would really put in work. But unfortunately, I felt like physically defensive zoom roll would be good because I mean, it's getting a Victini. It can switch in on Victini. It can switch in on Heracross, but it can't take a Bullet Seed. And it can switch in on Landers. Like, I brought 3 physically defensive mons because you're going to see that he has 4 physically offensive mons, Pokemon. So, that's whatever. I'm going to go over the return as he switches into Landers. I just want to talk about that a little bit because I feel like switching into an offensive zoom roll instead of Heliolisk would have been better. But this thing is physically defensive, so I can't really do anything about that. So, yeah, so I'm going to switch into a zoom roll. He plays out really well, goes with the U-turn, which is fine. I get to switch back out. Go into Radiation because I don't really have much use for it anymore. It was kind of just there to help out Heliolisk, I guess. So he's gonna Volt Tackle, bring me really low. Here I should have freaking roosted, but I just went for agility. I was hoping to pass an agility to Lopunny, but in hindsight, like he would have hit me with a Volt Tackle, and that would probably killed my Mega Lopunny. So he's gonna have the knockoff against my Hades there, which is unfortunate. I'm gonna get the burn off, which is great. But now here's just gonna switch out. He's gonna go into Aftershave his Aromatisse. Sorry about that. And he's gonna, I knock off his leftovers, which is great. As I switch into Guja because I do have the Sludge Wave. He can't really do much to me. As he's gonna have to go for the Wish. Now here he switches out. Right, he went for the Aromatherapy, which is a good play to get the burn off his Raichu because that thing's really good against my Zoom Roll. One of his only stops to Zoom Roll, in fact. But yeah, so here I went for the Sludge Wave. I knew he would be scared out. He'd either go for Protect or switch into something. And I looked at his team. I'm like, he wouldn't go into Raichu, I don't think, because it's at 70%. I don't think he'd go into anything other than Siren or his Milotic. So I decided to go for the Thunder, predicting the Milotic. He switches into the Milotic. I go for the Thunder. I land it, and it doesn't kill. And at that point, I'm just like, alright, whatever. I just give up because it's just ridiculous, dude. I made the play that I had to. That's max special attack modest, and then this Milotic just comes in this fat ass and just lives that hit. That's just ridiculous. I can't believe that happened. Anyway, so he's gonna live this return somehow. I thought he was specially defensive, but I guess he's mixed or something. Yeah, apparently he's like, I don't know. He's been training in the mountains with his Milotic, I guess. So, get over the return, and here I predict him to U-turn maybe, or hopefully he wouldn't be Scarfed, but he is Scarfed. He takes out my Lopunny. So here I'm not really looking too good here, but he's gonna go to Aromatisse. It's 6-3 right now, so it's gonna be really hard. Because I lost both Lopunny and Heliolisk, which were my biggest offensive threats. So that's hard. That's not going to be good. But anyway, I'm going to switch in all out Leviathan here as he goes with the Volt Tackle. Because he kind of had to there. As, Raichu's a problem. It really is. Like, that's a resisted thing there. So that's a shame. Anyway, I'm going to go for the Draco, as he's going to switch into Milotic. Nothing really takes that too well, so that was a good play, sacking off his Milotic. So he's going to go for the Pin Missile here, predicting my Zoom Roll. That does so much to Guja anyway, which was probably his best play there. It was. So he's going to go for the Rock Blast. I go for Paint Split here, I believe, hoping that he'd attack me, which he did. And I got the Paint Split off, which is really nice. I can burn anything here. I didn't expect his Victini to come in here, but obviously the miss mattered. I mean, it would have hit him. The Will-O-Wisp would have hit the Victini. That would have been, I would have basically just swept at that point. But for some reason, it had to miss. Like, I just hate that. Yeah, I'm joking, by the way. Anyway, so Azuma's gonna come in here. I know I can take a V-Create. That's fine. I'm just gonna have the Waterfall. I'm not thick fat, but I can still take that. Like, I need the huge power. Even if the thing's offensive, I still want the huge power. So I'm gonna switch into Configurius here, because I know he's gonna Volt Tackle. There's nothing else he can really do here. Gonna get the Mummy, doesn't really matter at this point. But he's brought this Configurius down low enough to where I'm just gonna. I love that animation of Configurius just getting giant, just coming right at Raichu. That's pretty cool. But anyway, he did a great job just letting his bringing my Configurius down enough with Raichu to the point where this thing can just come in, Jiminy, and I'm gonna take these Bullet Seeds pretty well, but it's just not well enough. If he had missed, I think I would have won, depending on how much did Victini. Oh, never mind. Victini was at full freaking health. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to. If he had missed and he didn't have Bolt Strike, maybe I would win, because then I could go for Waterfall and then follow up with an Aqua Jet if I was able to. I think he had Bolt Strike though. I really do think he had Bolt Strike. But anyway, that's gonna be the video. We are 4-2, but we're still in a pretty good position. I can check the stats right now. Not the stats, but like something right here. Who do we go up against? Schedule. I'm going to the schedule tab. There's only 10 weeks, and we've been in 6, I think. Wait, was this the 5th week? It was the 5th week. I'm stupid. We're 3-2. We're not 4-2. Why did I got the WPF confused with the CIL. But anyway, next week we go up against the Charizards, which I believe is it's Italian G062. So that's cool. By the way, I'm gonna take this opportunity. I actually made a free agent transaction during last week, or during this week, so I couldn't use it this week, but I wasn't going to anyway. But I ended up picking up Archeops, dropping Kabuskin and picking up Archeops, which is really cool. I wanted to use Archeops for a long time, and I think it fits my team relatively well. Because, you know, I don't know. I just feel like using Archeops because we're 3-2. We might be able to pull this back in the playoffs. I mean, it's not a bad record, but we are positive. We're still in the, you know, positiveness. But anyway, that's gonna be the video. Good game to Blue if you're watching this. You played really well, and that offensive power was just too much. He had momentum like most of the battle, and I couldn't really do much about it. But yeah, like just that Thunderbolt, just my load just completely tanking that, and then tanking a Thunder from a max special attack Guja. That was insane. So once again, I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll come back next week and hope to pick up a win, I guess. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time.